What's going on, Bulls fans? After diving into Coby White's recent development and growth in the NBA, I was thrilled to see the response and engagement that the video sparked. So I wanted to take some time to respond to some of those comments from that video, just to give my perspective and to keep the conversation going. So thank you guys for watching that video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and let's just dive right into it. Our first comment comes from Antonio Washington 6148, who shared some intriguing thoughts. They wrote, "I believe with the development, condition of health, and maturity of growth, Coby White, in my opinion, could not only be an all-star player, but could be a most improved player of 2023-24. Reminds me of Jimmy Butler on how he will develop from bench to starter. My opinion, here are my starters: DeRozan, P. Will, Vooch, Coby, and Ayo. That's my new Bulls starting five. Lavine and Ball shouldn't be in the lineup because Lavine isn't a team player and Ball can't stay healthy." Well, so a few things there. Lonzo Ball hasn't played in quite a minute, so I have no idea if he's even a part of the future of this team. There's been some rumors swirling around that the Bulls might even be trying to attach him to one of these trades that they could be making at the trade deadline. So I don't think you have to worry too much about Lonzo Ball being a part of the rotation. Lavine remains to be seen, right? We're not really sure what the future holds for Zach Lavine, if they're going to trade him, if they're going to keep him around. If they do keep him around, though, I agree that Zach needs to let Coby cook. Zach needs to let Coby be the player he is and let Coby grow and develop even more. So if Zach does stick around, I want to see Coby continue to blossom and continue to take the shots that he has been taking. Jimmy Butler is an interesting comparison from bench to starter. I definitely see the vision there. I just don't think that Coby fits that exact mold of player. And maybe that's not what you were saying, is that it's more about how he developed from a bench player to a role player, eventually into a star player. So that's kind of the trajectory I do see for Coby as well. You know, he started as a bench player. He's developed into that kind of role player starter, and the future could be bright. The future holds whatever it holds, and I think Coby could end up being a star player in the future. So I'm with you on that. Ayo being a starter alongside Coby, that I'm not too sure about. Ayo's having a pretty solid season. He's one of those guys who's a little up and down, but I do think that he's best coming off the bench. I do think that that's the best role for Ayo, at least right now. Again, though, the future, we don't know what the future holds, and maybe Ayo ends up being a better option for a starter in the future. This next comment is from 7not7. They say, "It takes time to develop. Fantasy leagues have ruined sports. Guys are not Pokemon trading cards. We need to stop trying to put men in a box and telling ourselves we know what they can and what they can't do. I actually played basketball. You have to adjust to your competition. You have to be comfortable in your own body. Going from college to the pros, getting stronger are development issues. Not everyone is the same. If you gave up on Coby or told yourself he ain't shit, that says something about you, not Coby. Too many sports shows are catering to fantasy BS. It's like watching Jerry Springer, rest in peace. It used to be like watching Oprah. People should wait and watch instead of pigeonholed and hate." Hey, this is a great comment, and shout out to 7not7. Played the sport, has a unique perspective, knows what the game is actually about. So thank you for leaving this thought-provoking comment. Do appreciate that. I think that that's true. I think that there's a lot of truth in what you're saying here, is that a lot of people see sports, they see fantasy sports, they see betting lines, they see gambling lines, and they want to equate that to the sport. But that's not actually what players of the sport care about. If you play the sport, you don't care about things like betting. Well, hopefully you don't care about things like betting lines. Hopefully you don't care about things like fantasy numbers. And that's not what drives a player to get great or to be great. And the whole like commodification, or the speaking of players like their assets, like their pieces. I know I do it too. We talk about trade chips and value and things like that. It is kind of a gross thing when you really break it down. So people do need to stop for a second and remember, these are human beings, these are players. It takes time to grow and develop, just like you at your job. It takes time for you to learn new things and to grow and experience new things, and to add those experiences to your belt and to your resume. So just like you have to learn and develop at your job and in school, these players have to learn and develop at their jobs. So it is something to remember. You know, I love Coby White. I'm a huge fan. I've always been a fan. I want to see him continue to grow and develop. There was a time a couple of years ago where I was concerned about what his future actually looked like. So I admit that, and I'm open and honest about that. And I've learned from that experience with him and Lauri Markkanen. You know, sometimes we do give up on players a little bit too soon. So that's an important thing to remember when it comes to these young guys. Like, you can't give up too soon on them. And I hope that people keep that in mind when they talk about Patrick Williams and when they talk about Dalen Terry, when they talk about Julian Phillips. Like, I want to make sure that we give these guys the proper space that they need to grow, the proper space that they need to develop, especially because these young guys, they're on social media. You know, they're on Twitter. They see the things that we say. Like, let's cut them some slack. Let's go a little easier on them. Because yeah, man, a lot of these guys, like they need some time. It's not going to be an overnight success story. There are the overnight success stories, but those are the outliers. We can't hold everyone to that same standard. So thank you again for the great comment. I fully agree. And I hope that maybe this discussion can spark some more discussion to keep people maybe putting their expectations in the right places, so to speak. Our next comment is from Franz Chuangko, who's got some thoughts on the shifting tides of fan opinion. The comment says, 90% of Bulls fans labeled his ceiling as six-man and it was laughable. Now they're on his bandwagon. I remember these people asking for him to be traded because they thought Io had more potential. Coby's struggles were due to management change / coaching change, shoulder injury, and role inconsistency. Clearly, he was the type of player you play through up and downs. His mentality and charisma was clearly of star caliber and is now showing off. Chip off Lavine. Damn, throwing that there at the end. Yeah, I mean, we kind of covered this in the last comment, but I agree. Is like Coby's the type of player that you give him the space to grow and develop. You let him play through the up and downs. And that's kind of indicative of the entire play style of the team, you know, trying to be this win now team versus letting these young players grow and develop has been kind of a thorn in a lot of our sides for a long time now. Like, we want these guys to have their time to make mistakes so they can learn to not make mistakes, you know? So I'm on board. I think that Coby White deserves to be the kind of player you live and die by and you grow with, and you let him play through the up and down. So thank you for that comment. I agree wholeheartedly. Our next comment is from the Grinning Gamer. They've got an optimistic take on Coby White's performance. Let's hear it. I believe that this isn't just a hot streak. His improvements last season were noticeable, even if his stats were down. Now this year, he has been more consistent. Even if he has a bad or slow quarter, he still manages to have a good game. Yeah, so this is something that I was talking about a little bit on Twitter, and I think it's something that a lot of people overlook with his game, is that even when he's not shooting exactly the best, he's still impacting the game in positive ways, right? He's getting to the line, he's getting to the rim, he's making good passes, he's setting his teammates up for success, he's getting rebounds, and he's impacting the game in other ways more than just shooting. So yeah, I mean, I think that Coby has a lot more than just, you know, he's more than just a shooting point guard, a shoot first guard. He's got a lot more to offer to the Bulls lineup. And so I think people definitely need to take a closer look at his defense as well, because I do think that he's a solid perimeter defender. He gets around screens well. He attacks passing lanes. He's able to get steals. So I think that Coby White is a very well-rounded player, more than just the shooter that some people think he is. All right, our last comment here comes from Rooster Cock Smith. Great name. This one might stir up some debate, so let's get into it. It's not a hot streak. Look at him at UNC. He has the keys to the car now with Zach out. He's killing it too. He's playing so well. He made Zach expendable. So this has been a theme through a couple comments here that Zach is now expendable. Zach is out because Coby's playing so well. And you know what, man? I'll just say it. I think it's not a bad idea. I think it's not a bad idea to give Zach Lavine a future with the team, on a contender that he feels good about, that he feels excited about, and to give Coby White the keys to the car to let him drive. I think that that's a win-win scenario. You can get back some picks and players that can make the Bulls even better. Coby White has the possibility to take his game to an even higher level, being the guy that you build around. I think it's a win-win scenario, and I'm not opposed to the Bulls going down that route. I think that Coby's the kind of guy that it's worth giving him a shot. At the very least, you give him a shot to see if he is the guy. And, you know, Zach, I love Zach. I think he's a great player. I'm going to be a fan of him forever. But, you know, I think that at this point in his career, they can find him a trade partner that can give him a better opportunity to win than what he has in Chicago right now. Because I think the future of the team just doesn't align with where his career is headed. You know, I think he wants to win. He wants to be a piece on a championship team. Whereas I think the Bulls right now have an opportunity to hit the reset button with a youth movement and really make some noise with some young players developing over the next few seasons. So that's just my perspective on things. It sounds like some of you guys agree. So make sure to sound off in the comments. Respond to these comments with your comments. Let me know what you guys think about Coby White. Is he the guy of the future? Is he the guy the Bulls can build around or not? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified for my videos in the future and when I go live. I am going live now. So thanks again for watching. You can find me at Shy Sports Ross on all the social media platforms. We will talk again very soon.